I want to talk about Magic: The Gathering, largely from a product standpoint, and just review probably the craziest year in Magic's history. The good, the bad, the ugly. I don't know. I'm sure I'll have some hot takes. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we're going to review 2019. Let's get into it. All right, so to start this, I want to run through the products in chronological order to help frame how crazy of a year this was. And I'm just going to try and blaze through these, but really show there was a lot of products this year that came out. Okay, so to start, we had January, Ravnica Allegiance. It featured the 5 guilds, kind of rounded out our trip to Ravnica to get us ready for War of the Spark. Limited was fantastic. I was a big fan of drafting this set. Constructed, overall, I thought just had a good feeling playing with cards from the set. I would grade it 4 out of 5 acorns and a thumbs up. Ravnica Allegiance Mythic Edition. I mean, this one was nice. It didn't have the value of its predecessors or successor. So, I mean, you can still pick one of these up online for give or take $300, good or bad. I don't know. If you wanted one, hopefully you got it. If you didn't, you can still get one if you do end up wanting it. Anyway, I give it a 2 out of 5 cashews. And this was kind of the calm before the storm, was like January. February, sure, March kind of had this nice lull. And then April, War of the Spark. And I thought the execution of the uncommon Planeswalkers was really well done. I liked it. The limited environment was strong. I actually really enjoyed the Planeswalker draft weekend where you got to draft your Planeswalker and use any mana to cast them. I thought that was fun. The Mythic Edition, though, was a hilarious catastrophe and hopefully ended up with people either getting the cards or an uncut foil sheet, which at the end of the day, I can't really fault Wizards for. I felt like they responded to as rough of a situation that it was as best as they could. You know, like once everything just kind of happened, they seemed to own it and try and do the best they could with what happened. And from online, it seemed like people got multiple foil uncut sheets. So yeah, if you got your box, you'd probably rate this thing a perfect 5 out of 7. But from my perspective, it was more like a 2 out of 5 from me. Then we had the Challenger decks, and they were not as good as last year. So they get 2 out of 4 Star Fruits. And we get into the completely new products in Modern Horizons. And from a limited standpoint, again, I was a huge fan of this set. All the cards that I've been able to collect or have been given to me of this set, my wife and I have just put in a fat pack, and it's almost like a little draft cube that we have, because we really enjoy just how fun the archetypes were. I thought it was just a really well-designed set, so we'll bust those cards out and play if we don't have any packs to open. Modern Horizons did really well from a limited perspective. From a constructed standpoint, this is really where we start to raise our eyebrows with what R&D was kind of coming up with. I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole too much, but when you have multiple cards banned, it feels bad for everyone involved. For the players that invest and build decks around them, when you finally open packs and get those super strong cards, then you can't play with them. Like, that's not cool, especially when they're $7+ a pack. So I rated this product 2 out of 7 peanuts. End of June, we get Gideon Spellbook. Just not a fan. The cards were kind of meh. The playability of what you get, again, pretty meh. But the artwork, that was definitely its saving grace. Now, I'm probably a little biased against this because I did end up buying one and I got the worst possible foil. So yeah, just probably has me not feeling as great about it as I could. I gave it 4 out of 9 car tires. Then in July, we have Core Set 2020, and this gets 2 thumbs up for me as well. I thought the strong cards in the set were not too strong. I really enjoy that we're doing these kind of 3-color fun cards with the mythics. I thought the archetypes in the set were really strong, so just drafting it was great. And constructed, Planeswalkers weren't too strong. The cards seemed to really add something to the standard environment, and I thought it went above and beyond what I normally expect from a core set. So in that regard, Wizards, well done, 3 out of 4 walnuts. In August, we got Commander 2019, a handful of great new cards, but a lackluster amount of reprint value. And overall, meh feeling. Like I bought all of them, sleeved them up, played with them, and they all feel fine, but a few months have gone by. I don't feel like I'm clamoring to get back to them, and if I want cards or was missing cards, I would just buy a few singles. And that's kind of frustrating. I would think that a Commander Precon should have enough value in it that even if you're going to spend, let's say, $20 buying the singles you want, if you can get the Precon for $40, there should be enough value in it, enough staples in it, that you don't mind picking up extras of those, because anytime you're building a Commander deck, you probably need a majority of those, and you might as well just get them in a cost-saving, efficient bundle. And I feel like these miss that mark. I give it 2 out of 4 almonds, and that's because Dockside Extortionist kind of conned me into it, so... Then September hits and we get all kinds of new stuff with Throne of Eldraine. Wizards, I just have to say, in general, you crushed it from a limited perspective. Throne of Eldraine is great. I've enjoyed drafting it every time I have. No complaints there. From an R&D perspective, though, again, constructed, big misses on Oko and Once Upon a Time. I opened up a borderless Oko. So again, I got some personal bias here, but I open up a borderless Oko, Lady Luck shines on me, and then the banhammer comes and smashes me down. I'm just bummed. With regards to the showcase arts, I don't mind them. Like, I don't mind them in limited. When I come to building a constructed deck, I'm not a fan of seeing, I enjoy seeing the standard border of a card. That's kind of where I've landed with it. I have really enjoyed the extended art border cards. Those are probably my favorite new thing in this set. Hope they keep that going. Collector booster packs, I'm going to hold my judgment on. So I'll let Wizards kind of find their path forward. People definitely seem to be into these. They're buying them, selling them, all that good stuff. So all in all, this set with the bands, with how great the limited environment is, the collector booster packs, I'm going to give it 5 out of 9 toothbrushes. But that brings me to the Throne of Eldraine Brawl decks. And I just want to say I'm a big fan of Brawl. I think it's an underappreciated format, and I hope that people can get their hands on these finally. It sounds like there's some more print runs going out, some more deliveries are being made. It's a bummer that you've had to wait till like the end of December to finally get your hands on the ones you want. But all in all, it feels like the power in the cards in these constructed decks is good. I mean, there's definitely enough value in these that you're happy to get them regardless. It's just the print run was so botched initially that that's really frustrating to see. So I have to give it 3 out of 5 empty deck boxes. Then in November, we had Magic Game Night. Neat. I give it 3 out of 5 pecans. Secret Lair, I absolutely do not like this product, and it's just because it's a hard sell for me to be behind and get behind a product that cuts the LGS out. And to me, it just takes the LGS for granted, and I don't like it. I get we can argue about the economics and the market and blah, blah, blah. It just, there's something about it that doesn't sit well with me. I didn't buy any of them because I didn't want to support the model of Wizards just kind of undercutting what it feels like they could have included the LGS in some way. That's just my personal take on it. So I gave it 3 out of 7 question marks. There's just so many products that came out this year. Expansion sets, specialty sets, one-off type products, limited edition Secret Lair drops, new formats being announced or revamped with Brawl and Pioneer. And then that's not even getting into Arena. And with Wizards really throwing a lot of its weight, and it seems strategic decision-making behind the value and the perceived long-term profitability and or engagement that Arena brings to the esports world, the gaming world, the community. I mean, this by far seems like the most hectic year for Magic in general. And the game's growing, profits are growing. So from a company perspective, I can imagine they're as excited as could be. But from my perspective, as a consumer, I can remember looking back and really enjoying Ravnica Allegiance and really enjoying War of the Spark and loving how when the set was released, it went along with the story, the artwork, the way it was spoiled. That was all really well done. But it felt like that set got released, and then I was already looking at spoilers for Modern Horizons. And then Modern Horizons drops, and it's like literally 2 weeks later, spoilers are done for Core Set 2020. And then right as that's done, Commander 2019. And I'm overwhelmed all summer long about trying to keep up with what's current, what's competitive, what cards did I end up getting at pre-releases that are worth keeping. It didn't let me, it's a weird balance, right? Of understanding how long you can enjoy a new product before it becomes stale and how long you want before that new product comes up and it's that new shiny thing to play with and enjoy. And just everything felt too compact this summer, and it definitely took away something for me from sets that felt like there was a lot of hard work put into them that I would have enjoyed some more time to just let those breathe. So my suggestion here is just like chill out, you know? Like you can have too much of a good thing. That there's absolute truth and wisdom in that, is that you can have too much of a good thing. Yeah, it felt like a lot this year. I guess to end, or at least to start wrapping this up on a somewhat ironic note, I do have some suggestions that I think would be good ideas for products coming next year or in the near future. First would be a Pioneer Master Set, which I think would just be really fun if it had that same limited quality that Modern Horizons did, but let me get cards that I'd just be excited to build decks with. I think that would be great. Put a lot of reprints in it, let us draft it, sell it for $4, maybe $5 a pack. Don't go $7, $8 a pack. That's ridiculous. But I think we could really have a fun Pioneer Master Set, get people like me who don't have a collection that goes back that far, some really strong core cards to that format. And then like we have in Standard, some Pioneer Challenger decks. If we could maybe get something that just helps the players as well as Wizards, you know, bridge that gap, to me, a Master Set and some Challenger decks would really help bring that format to a lot of people without that huge cost to entry. Okay, now if I'm reviewing the year, right, like we looked at it, we saw there's a ton of products. We have new formats. Brawl, again, I'm just going to say, I think Brawl's really fun. Everyone should have a Brawl deck or two, or try and have maybe 4 so you can have a pod going. Anyway, Arena has clearly been the focus for Wizards. If they're going to keep it as this flagship, this is where all of our, or a majority of our efforts and strategic focus is. We need a couple things. Human draft pods, because bot draft pods, for lack of a better term, they're terrible. It's not the same test of like skill, of just draftability. It doesn't carry that same relative weight that a paper human draft does. And that's always my most frustrating element to doing a draft on Arena. The reason I do drafts on Arena is because, well, it's a use of gold and it's convenient. I don't do it because it's a better implementation of the format. You know what I mean? I feel like there's definitely room for improvement, and I hope that can be a focus going forward. Next would be move Pioneer onto Arena, and I think they've actually already announced that they're going to do that, but I guess it's just another vote to keep moving in that direction. I think that definitely needs to happen, and it will definitely make Arena more enjoyable, add some more longevity and or engagement for a player on the platform. And I guess I would just end with, I hope that you can find more ways and we can come up with some clever ways that we can bridge that connection from Arena to tabletop and vice versa, that we can just get more people on both, I don't say on both platforms, but playing the game both ways. That would be ideal to me, and just keep increasing the social function in Arena. I think that's going to really help that game in the world of esports stand out. So with that, I think that's just kind of the end of my ranting. This was a crazy year. I know I've said it a lot, but it really has been. This year, we went through a lot. There was a lot of products, a lot of changes happening to the world of Magic. Let me know your thoughts. Did this year feel like too much to you? Did it feel like we were just right? Could you have actually seen more products coming out and you would have enjoyed more products? Definitely love to hear your thoughts on that. Or wait, you know what? Share some highlight of this year. Like, what was your best pull? What was your best play? Let me know what your kind of highlight was of 2019. Love to hear it down in the comments. But with that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.